In 2019, when I got my first VR headset being the PSVR 1, I was over the moon, spending hours playing Rec Room, Job Simulator, Super Hot, and later that summer I was fortunate enough to pick up Blood and Truth. Easily one of the best VR games of all time, and once I started playing I couldn't put it down. Amazed and in awe of the experience I just had. As the years would go on, however, I would get more and more games, such as PSVR Worlds, Gorn, and Saints and Sinners. And don't get me wrong, those games are all classics, however Blood and Truth just stuck with me, and in 2022 I would try to go for the platinum, as around that time I'd gotten really into trophy hunting. During this time with the game, I unlocked 39 of the 49 trophies, however, decided to put this game down due to burnout. But over the past few weeks, I'd gotten back into my PSVR 1 and relisted some of my favorite games, unlocking all the trophies on Gorn, replaying levels of Super Hot, and then I reinstalled Blood and Truth and decided once more I'd pick up my Move controllers and attempt this incredible platinum. For anyone that hasn't played Blood and Truth, I did my best to keep the spoilers to a minimum. However, I highly encourage you to play this game for yourself. If you don't plan on playing it, I plan on coming back to this title soon to make some more videos covering it in depth, so please be sure to subscribe to see those first when they get released. Lastly, before we get started, I want to mention the PSN profiles guide I referred to will be linked down below, as well as any other guides I used. Without further ado, this is how I cleaned up Blood and Truth's platinum trophy.
You fucking dead now, Morph!
Getting into the trophies, we have 9 to unlock before the platinum, and the first 2 I unlocked while going for 3 other trophies, the first of which being Nothing But Net, for triggering the flashing lights on a waste bin. Now there's loads of spots in the game that this can be unlocked, however I got this trophy in the mission, The Hangar, as there's a small spot you can grab a small ball of paper and stand right next to the waste bin and drop it in. Strangely, this trophy only popped once the mission completed, so if it doesn't pop immediately for you, then that's probably why. The next trophy I unlocked is Slow Mo for killing 5 enemies with the Precision Mode. Precision Mode can be activated by pressing both move buttons on your controllers at the same time, which slows the game down and highlights weak points on armored enemies. However, for this trophy you simply have to activate the ability near a large group of enemies and aim for headshots. I unlocked this trophy during the mission Belly of the Beast, as there's an open area where lots of enemies will run out towards you. Now I mentioned I got these 2 previous trophies while going for 3 different trophies, all of which being related to collectibles. It's important to mention that the 3 different types of collectibles in this game are marksman targets scattered around the map, collectible toys such as vapes and paper airplanes, and the last collectible, VR World statues, which serve as a reference to London Studios' previous work. All of these collectibles are shown off in a well-made guide by Cloaked Reaper Games, linked down below. These trophies all popped in quick succession, however the first was I Love That Game for collecting all VR World statues. However, these collectibles also count towards another trophy which I earned immediately after being Got Need for finding all collectible toys in the game. Then, only a minute later, I got the last trophy related to collectibles, being Good Hunting for shooting all marksman targets across all missions. What's really nice, however, is that you can keep track of which collectibles you're missing in the mission select screen. As an added bonus, you can travel to the safe house and walk to the left-hand side of the room to view and interact with all the items that you've collected on your adventure, helping narrow down what collectibles you're still missing. At this point, I had 5 of the 9 trophies I needed for the platinum, and it was during my grind to get a perfect score on all the missions I unlocked the trophy No Death Playthrough for beating the mission The Ascent without dying on normal mode or higher. I truly don't know how I didn't already have this unlocked, nonetheless here we are. Now I briefly mentioned how I was grinding out all the missions to get a perfect score on them for another trophy, Full Arsenal. This trophy is really not too bad besides 2 missions that the trophy guide highlights, being mission number 2, Extraction, and mission number 12, The Hangar. However, the guide does go on to explain that the score is calculated from your kills, headshots, time, deaths, and accuracy. Then mentions that headshots count for way more XP than anything else, and you can shoot armored enemies in the head, and that stat will skyrocket. Combining this with a precision shot which slows time, making this trophy much easier to unlock. Now, most missions in game feature these armored enemies that you can easily farm headshots on, allowing you to blitz through the levels as long as you stay accurate with your shots. Something made easier by using the laser attachments for your weapons, allowing you to fly through this trophy, except for one mission. Mission 2 is strange because it's your first real taste of the game. This mission serves as a tutorial teaching the player the basics of the game, such as handling your weapons, lockpicking, but most importantly lacks armored enemies and strips you of your gun's attachments. Now most missions feature these armored enemies that you can easily farm headshots on, allowing you to blitz through the levels as long as you stay accurate with your shots. Something made easier by the laser attachments for your weapons, allowing you to fly through this trophy, except for one mission. The second mission in the game is strange because it's your first real taste of the game. However, this mission serves as a tutorial teaching the player the basics of the game, such as handling your weapons and lockpicking, but most importantly, lacks armored enemies and strips away your gun attachments. The guide emphasizes prioritizing speed and headshots over anything else here, and it was tricky. It took me a few attempts, and I recommend if you go for this trophy, you play the level at least once, as there's a number of things that you could do to get a faster time. such as reloading and holstering your gun before the game tells you to, shooting this lock before you're told to, and knowing where enemies will run out from will all help aid your final score. After a few solid attempts, I got it with a run of just over 5 minutes, earning my 5 stars. Once I had gotten this one, the rest came flying in. Mission after mission, I slowly ticked them off until I finished the last trophy I was yet to have 5 stars in, being the Ascent. After finishing the mission and going back to the safe room, the trophy popped, Full Arsenal, for earning all weapons, weapon mods, and weapon skins. Lastly, I should mention, this trophy does require you to have found all collectibles either before or after earning 5 stars on every mission. Now I had 2 trophies left before the platinum. The first one stumped me for a while, however after looking at the trophy guide I realized my mistake. Launching the mission, The Hangar, with a silenced pistol and making your way inside, you are given the option to go left or go right up a ladder. Go left, and be careful to line up headshots and only kill people when they are outside of an enemy's field of vision. Do not run in like this. This was foolish and I got lucky that this guy had the reaction speed of a rock. Next you want to take out the last 2 guys, then move forward to the left to this locked door. Upon picking the lock and entering, I was awarded the trophy Going Commando for getting into the security office without being detected in the hangar job. The last trophy I knew I was not going to be able to get on my own, and luckily the trophy guide links to another video by Cloak Reaper Games showing how to unlock the trophy No Alarms, for finding and defusing both alarm boxes in a single playthrough of Belly of the Beasts. I'll leave their video linked in the description below so you can follow it for yourself. However, once you deactivate this camera, and then later on in the level get this keycard and use it to open this door, you'll be guaranteed the trophy No Alarms. Then promptly after that, I popped the platinum trophy. Thank you for watching. I know this video is a bit shorter than some of my other content, and honestly I'm working on 2 large videos at the moment, so I thought I would do my best to get this one out in the meantime. I love Blood and Truth and plan on making more videos about this game and its distant cousin PSVR Worlds in the near future. Please remember to check out the guides I have linked in the description if you decide to go for this platinum, and I honestly could not encourage you enough, as this game is truly phenomenal. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know how you feel about this video or what you want to see from me next. I do my best to respond to everyone. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.